story of gymnastics glory is bathed in the ruins of the Soviet Union. A survivor, Vitaly Sherbo of Belarus, has dominated. 6 Olympic gold medals, a world championship, but not much joy. Scarred by battles fought with little or no money, Sherbo has done it alone. Until recently, carved in his own image is youngster Ivan Ivankov, successor to Sherbo's throne as world champion. Now, together, they hope to inspire a team triumph for Belarus at Dortmund. Ukraine will be difficult to deny. Of the Soviet survivors, this country boasts a stable of stars. Pommel horse specialist Vitaly Marinich and 3 Olympic gold medalists, Rustam Sharapov, the powerful Igor Korobchinsky, and the 1991 world champion, Grigory Masutin. In Dortmund, Germany will march to a familiar drummer. The home team counts on imports like the world-class Valery Belenki of Azerbaijan. Marius Toba will spearhead the German effort, an effort which will be anchored by longtime star Andreas Becker, a homegrown talent. The Chinese, who captured silver in Barcelona, are back with exuberance to hunt for gold. Japan is always a threat in a gymnastics showdown, and Russia has emerged with a youthful exuberance in the post-Soviet era. The 1994 World Team Gymnastics Championships, the scene of it all is the Westfalenhallen in downtown Dortmund. The second time this venue has hosted a World Championship. Outside, conditions are gloomy. Inside, it's a boisterous scene, the locals flocking into the arena. It's become a mecca for world-class competition. Traditional fare is everywhere, and so are the programs. 24 nations here to compete in all. And the 10,000-seat hall will be at capacity for this special championship. For the first time in so long, a country other than the Soviet Union will win. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the World Championships from Dortmund, Germany. I'm Scott Russell, and for the first time, I'd like to welcome to our CBC gymnastics team, Carol Orcher. And speaking of team, Carol, this is a very special event. For the first time, a World Team Championships in the post-Soviet era. Anything could happen. What do you look for?
Usually we look for the big stars, the individual superstars. But to win a gold medal at this World Championship, it's going to take a total team effort. Depth and consistency are going to play an important key to success.
We talked about the breakup of the Soviet Union. They were such a powerhouse. Still some great nations here in men's competition. Who are the favorites?
You've got to look at Ukraine. They've got 3 Olympians and a really classical style. Don't forget about Belarus. If you want big names, they've got 2 world champions on their team. Don't forget about the home team advantage either. Germany is looking strong with their favorite Becker, but they've got 2 imports, one from Romania and Belenki from the former Soviet Union, and that's their pride and joy right now.
It's not a critical world championship for the Canadian team, but it's an important one. It might give us an indication of how they're faring in their efforts to get ready for the Atlanta Olympics.
We've got a great team here. We are missing veterans like Alan Nolay, but this is a young team. They're excited to be here, and they've got some really special stuff to show. All
right, Carol, should be a great competition. The Canadians are building on some summer success. Let's have a look at how they fared here at the World Championships in Dortmund. Victoria, BC, an August showcase as the Commonwealth gathered for the 15th edition of the Games. One of the early highlights, a gold medal performance by the male gymnasts. At Dortmund, the Canadians hope to continue the surprises with the addition of 20-year-old Hamilton native Jason Papp.
It's the young guys that are coming right now, and this is my big shot, so I just had to give them everything I got and make sure I'm really, if they notice me, so this is where to do it.
In the compulsories, it was a tough go for the team, which also included 19-year-old Jason Hardabura.
Well, we are a young team, and coming 15th place, we just know that we can improve. Our compulsories are kind of weak right now, so we have 10 months to come from down 15th up to 12, so I think we can do it.
In the top 12 is where Canada needs to be to make it to the Atlanta Olympics. Darren Burzik, who scored well in the rings, now has 2 World Championship appearances to build on. The Windsor native is becoming a fixture on this team. Abbotsford, BC's Richard Aikita struggled here in Germany, but the promise of better things to come is there. Aikita showed signs on the strength events like the pommel horse. Travis Romagnoli of Aurora is still only 18 years old, but he's brimming with confidence and potential. He flashed both those qualities on the parallel bars. The veteran of the team is Truro, Nova Scotia's Chris Burley. World class when it comes to the floor exercise, but in Dortmund, the big numbers eluded the triple silver medalist at Victoria.
I think we've learned that we can do it. We're very close, and I think most of us feel that we should have even been higher in the placings than we were. And we've made a few mistakes, probably from being a little inexperienced.
but I think we're going to correct those and be 12th in Sabai.
Coach Dave Arnold remained positive in light of a result which placed Canada 15th. It means this country has plenty of work to do in the space of a year and a half.
We prepared this team more or less just for to test it for the next Worlds. I mean, this is not really doesn't mean that much, but the older guys stayed at home, and the young team did really well in compulsories, and I think we've learned a lot. I think we've made a lot of mistakes today that hopefully we won't do again.
7 young members of the Canadian team looking forward to the return of veterans Alan Nole and Rob Doyle. 6 teams into the final here. Russia qualified first through the optionals. The home team from Germany was a close second. China, Ukraine, Belarus, and Japan are also in the hunt. 6 events. The best 5 of 6 scores on each will count towards the team total. And the first gymnast we'll see, Alexei Voropayev, 21 years old, of the Russian team. Carol, the only member of that Russian team that was on the 1992 gold medal winner for the unified team at the Barcelona Games. You'll see him first on the floor exercise.
Scott, this is a real advantage for Russia to be starting on floor, and what a great start it is. Full twisting, double back in the laid-out position, and he makes it look so easy. Most men will do a front tumbling line in the second pass, and he does, and that one is worth big bonus points.
After the 1992 Olympics, Voropayev had some shoulder problems, caused him to miss a lot of competition, but came back strong at the 94 World Championships in April in Brisbane, where he was second all around. Great accomplishment for him on the comeback trail.
He is such an important member of this team, and he is really responsible for their first place finish after preliminaries. In this corner, he's going to take a little rest, showing the important required scale. But this is where he's going to get psyched up for that important last line.
All right, here it is, the final tumbling pass for Alexei Voropayev.
Full twisting, double back in the tuck position. Good, solid landing.
Second all around at the World Championships. Here's one more look at Voropayev's first tumbling run.
Incredible power is generated here. He sets it up way up in the air. Full twisting double layout. Gorgeous.
9.525 for Voropayev of Russia on the floor exercise, and so the Russians are picking up where they left off. Now, here is a former world champion, Grigory Masutin, 24 years old, of Ukraine. He won in 1991 in Indianapolis. We'll see him on the vault.
This is going to be a really tough event for Masutin to start on. He had a fall during preliminaries, and he's going to have that on his mind now. No, it's a big vault. Front handspring, double front, and he likes that one. The neat thing about the male competitors is they're going for it today. He could have held back, done an easier vault, but there's that gorgeous double front. Incredible landing.
I was impressed with the tremendous hang time or air time for Masutin on that vault. Checking his footgear now. There's the mark. Check that. 9.737 for Masutin of Ukraine. Next up, Masayuki Matsunanga of Japan. Matsunanga, a member of the bronze medal team from the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, and the Japanese are always strong on the high bar.
Good, solid competitors here from Japan. Now, unfortunately, he had a little trouble during preliminaries. Oh, he's struggling a little bit there with a fall, but he's covering nicely after his disappointing preliminary event. Showing 2 nice release moves there. You can see he's a little off direction during his intricate pirouette work, but he's fighting through. Japan needs a good score from him.
Japanese, always known as neat and clean gymnasts. Matsunanga, a slight variation from that, but sticks the dismount. Not the kind of routine we might have expected, though.
No, Japan is usually beautifully clean and classical, great lines, great extension, showing good amplitude on that Kachev, right into a ginger. But you can see leg separation, slightly bent knees. The judges are going to notice that and deduct him for it.
There's the result for Matsunanga, 9.35 on the high bar. So the story developing after one rotation. The final 6 stack up like this. Russia has a slight lead over Ukraine. Japan is next. The home team from Germany has ground to make up here in Dortmund. Up next, they send their ace, Andreas Becker, to the ring. Welcome back to Dortmund and the World Championships. One rotation done for the men, but as our coach Carol Orchard explains, there's a long road still to travel.
Scott, when you're watching men's floor, keep your eye on the first tumbling line because that's where the men are going to do their most advanced element. It's incredible how much airtime the men can develop out of a simple three-step run. They're going to use that airtime to twist and flip as many times as they can before they attempt to nail that perfectly stuck landing. At the recent Soapberry World Gymnastic Challenge, Canadian Alan Nollet did an absolutely huge double layup. There's no way to get around it. Strength and nothing but strength is what's required to be a champion on the rings. The men have to show unbelievable control, holding virtually impossible positions for a minimum of 2 seconds. Canadian Richard Aikida shows us a beautiful L-cross pull. Men's high bar is considered to be the highlight event of the men's competition. Its pure high-flying excitement and big release moves are the name of the game. One of the most difficult release moves to perform well is the deft. It was originated by French gymnast Jacques Deft, and Canadian Alan Nollet does it like no one else. Men's parallel bars used to be a very static event, but the new parallel bar routines have begun to rival men's high bar for pure excitement. It appears to be an unorthodox event to throw a double salto, but it certainly seems to be becoming the trend. Men's vaulting is 3.5 seconds of pure power. Their timing has to be perfect because unlike the women competitors, the men only get one shot at it. They're trying to bump up off the horse as high as they can to perform the big trick in the post flight. A good stuck landing becomes the most important factor as the last impression in the judge's mind.
All right, Carol, still making early impressions at Dortmund. The second of 6 rotations about to begin. A lot of pressure on the Germans to do well here, and local favorite Andreas Becker is bearing much of that burden for the home team.
Ich denke mal, einerseits ist ein sehr großer Druck auf uns, weil die Medien sehr viel Rummel machen, uns also sehr hoch handeln. Aber andererseits macht es auch in Deutschland sehr großen Spaß zu tun mit der Mannschaft, vor heimischem Publikum.
Well, if anybody is able to bear that burden for Germany, it is Andreas Becker. A lot of people call him the ringmaster.
This is his event. Now, the judges know they're in for something special here. He's coming in with the highest score from preliminaries. Beautiful Maltese. He has to hold that for 2 seconds, and he's doing it well.
Silver medal on the rings at the 1994 European Championships held recently.
Holding tight positions. Now he's going to swing right into an inverted cross. That makes it even more difficult to hold, so he's really showing off on one of his best events.
Becker setting up for the dismount now.
Oh, gorgeous. Full twisting double back, handling the pressure well.
Andreas Becker, silver medal at the 1988 Olympics in the team event. Here's another look.
Just showed us a gorgeous Maltese. Look at the strength there.
Germany playing catch-up now, and they'll use that, a 9.725 by their ace on the rings, Andreas Becker, and he's ecstatic with that result. Now, Li Shaoxuang of China, a member of that silver medal team at Barcelona, will move over to the vault and see his effort.
Li is a very good vaulter, and he does a different type of vault. Handspring, 1.5 twists. Beautiful front handspring front with a 1.5 twist.
Chinese had done so well in the compulsories, they have ground to make up now.
Excellent execution. Even in slow motion, his legs are glued together. Look at him fight for that landing.
And waiting for the result, 9.662. Not a lot of emotion shown by the Chinese as they continue to chase the leaders here at Dortmund. Here is Vitaly Sherbo. He's listed as being from Woodward, Pennsylvania, recently moved to the United States, competing for Belarus. 6 gold medals at the Olympic Games. Former world champion, the bad boy of gymnastics on the high bar.
And this is one of his best events. Vitaly works the high bar like he owns it. Excellent form, intricate one-arm work, heading right into Tkachev action. He does it so well, he does it again.
Looking to be completely recovered from that shoulder surgery.
This is a requirement showing intricate in-locate work in eagle grip, setting up for the dismount. Oh, look at that confidence. 6-time Olympic gold medalist, you can see it.
Trademark of Vitaly Sherbo is that he nails the dismount, one arm on the bar.
Look at the height. Beautiful amplitude, initiated out of that one arm for the Tkachev action. Right into a ginger. Perfect form, legs together. He's in total control.
Belarus, the European champions, 9-6-2-5 for Vitaly Sherbo. And so Sherbo is looking good in spite of that recovering shoulder. Russia continues to lead after 2 rotations. The Olympic silver medalists from China and the home team from Germany have now joined the medal hunt. When we return to Dortmund, the youth of a reborn Russia. Stay with us. Welcome back to Westfalen-Hallen in Dortmund and CBC's coverage of the 1994 World Team Gymnastics Championship. Scott Russell along with Carol Orchard. It is a team event, but one individual has a huge presence here. 22-year-old Vitaly Sherbo, the self-proclaimed bad boy of gymnastics who's been so good for so long. The gold medal has become a universal symbol of success. Vitaly Sherbo owns 6 from the Olympics, 3 more from the World Championships in Brisbane. But he thinks of the world title he lost.
I try to think that I lost because my shoulder hurt, yeah. But, you know, other side, Ivan was better than me in those competitions. So, but, I don't like to lose my honor, my pride in my soul.
Better to pass it on to the worthy Ivana Vankov. Sherbo's teammate is the new champion. He treads lightly in Vitaly's shadow.
Они должны видеть действительно, что ты лидер. И порой это не очень легко удается. Тем более, что мне приходится тренироваться с Виталиком Щербой, и который не любит уступать свои позиции.
Both are from Belarus, a surviving republic of the Soviet Union. It can be a dangerous and desperate place, so Sherbo fled.
I feel more comfortable and my family feel more comfortable in the United States because when I do gymnastics exhibition and competition around the world, I don't worry about my family because I know that anytime they can find the food, anytime they can find gasoline, and anytime my friends from the United States can help them. And I have everything in the United States, even money.
The master and his protege come together at international competitions. Sherbo and baby Sherbo, some would say.
Тренироваться, может быть, и не трудно будет, но с ним как-то веселее. Он более эмоциональный, он может развеселить команду, где-то подзадорить. То есть...
I try to leave someone after me in gymnastics, and not only in Belarus, just for the all of the world. And Ivan, I think it's a lonely guy who can repeat my achievements, or he can do something more than I did, or he's a very good gymnast and I like him, and I want him to be good, but only after me.
The ultimate confidence of Vitaly Sherbo, and he is proving that he is still very much at the top of his game. And Carol, this is his event, the floor exercise.
Oh, it certainly is, and he's proving it right there. Beautiful full twisting double back in the laid-out position. Slight hop on the landing. Nice, original line. There he's doing a round-off whip 1.5 to front layout, showing off a little flexibility.
Reigning world champion in the floor exercise. Claimed that crown in Brisbane, Australia.
Sherbo's a very confident worker. He takes his time, always in total control, getting a couple of extra bonus points for that front layout full twist. Now, he's going to rest in the corner like most men do in the scale, but he's known for incredible stuck landings, and he's left the double layout to the last line.
Final pass for Vitaly Sherbo, and then the landing.
Oh, yes.
There it is, traditional stuck landing, as you mentioned, by Vitaly Sherbo, the former world champion, and he's delivered again on the floor.
We're going to take a look at his second pass, initiated from a single step, developing tremendous power. There's the whip back, the 1.5 to an immediate rebounding front layout. Scott, that's why he's the world champion.
Classic Vitaly Sherbo on the floor exercise, and he scores a 9.525 another confident result for Belarus as they try to move up from 5th position after 2 rotations. Well, leading away, the Russians, Alexei Voropayev, as we move over to the rings in this competition, the 21-year-old from Moscow, again a gold medalist, 92 in Barcelona.
Gorgeous Maltese. Alexei is a strong ring worker. It's a requirement to show those static strength moves, but he's also got to show press to handstands like that one. Beautiful inverted cross. Keeping the rings so still is incredibly difficult as he lowers down to another impeccable Maltese. That's also a requirement. Swing up to handstand.
Key with the rings is to keep them as still as possible. No movement, if possible. There's the final move in the dismount, stuck by Alexei Voropayev.
Little movement of the rings there, but he tries to kick it right into the dismount. Slight pike. Just a little low on the landing, but you're right. He stuck it cold.
9-5-8-7. Remember, the men will not score those 9 nines as the women's do. Great result for Voropayev. Wang Huadong of China, 22 years old. Silver medal at the World Championships in 1991 in the team event, so plenty of international experience.
He's got some big moves planned for this P-bar routine, and he gets to it right off the bat. There it is, double back, right out of a giant. Little trouble with an extra swing there, but he does it so well, he throws one more.
Those release skills, amazing on the P-bars. You talked about that. Becoming the rule now in P-bar competition.
Heading into a stutz, right into double pike. Little step on the landing, but double pike is a lot more difficult to do than a simple double tuck.
China in a fight with Russia for first position here in the team championships.
Here we see his double back, which is also called a morisu, named after a Japanese gymnast. Hangs on nicely.
Wang Huadong of China now waiting for the result, and it's a 9-3-7-5. So the Chinese are continuing to leave themselves open to an attack by Russia here in Dortmund. And by Ukraine, a powerhouse which includes Igor Korobchinski, 25 years old, second all-around at the European Championships in Prague in June. And we'll see him on the high bar.
Korobchinski is a good high bar worker. He tends to be a Tkachev specialist. There's one. And again, he's on his third. 4 Tkachevs in a row.
Unbelievable release skills by Igor Korobchinski of Ukraine. Got a great routine going.
Now, a release move is a special requirement. He just makes it look easy for the judges by jam-packing 4 of them together. Great dismount. Interesting double layer.
What a great international resume for Igor Korobchinski, 1989 all-around world champion from Stuttgart and flying high on the high bar.
Here we get a great view of the amplitude. He gets up over that bar as he releases. These are his first 2 Tkachevs in a straight body pike position. Gorgeous.
9-6 for Igor Korobchinski as he marches on to his next event. A move being made by China at the midway point. They are now into the lead, but only slightly over Russia. Belarus, on the strength of Vitaly Sherbo, is continuing to chase the leaders. When we return to Dortmund, rotation 4, and the Olympic silver medalists hunt for gold.
Dortmund, Germany welcomes a superstar field. The first female gymnasts take aim at world titles and international glory next Saturday at 3 Eastern.
We are back in Dortmund, Germany, and continue now with our coverage of the 1994 World Team Gymnastics Championships. The site is Westfalen-Hallen, the second time this arena has hosted a championship. As rotation 4 begins, the word from Evgeny Shabayev on what he believes the outcome of this battle for gold might be.
Это соревнования. Они не называются соревнования. Неизвестно. Будем стараться, конечно. А так мы никогда ничего не загадываем. Надеемся на свои силы.
Shabayev now for Russia on the vault.
getting set for a very difficult vault. There it is. Super hard double twist. And look at that landing.
Russia should be able to make up ground on China on the vault. All the Russians very strong in the air.
Very strong indeed. Now watch him bump up off the horse, completes 2 twists, sees the landing, and just nails it.
Shabayev, the champion at the Soapberry Shop in Hamilton earlier, 9.587 for Shabayev and Russia on this vault. And now the reigning world all-around champion, Ivan Ivankov, only 19 years old. We talked about him being the baby Sherbo. What an outstanding competitor he is. This is a strength event, the pommel horse.
It usually is a very good event for him, and he wants to make a comeback here. He was disappointed after his compulsories. He fell off on pommel horse. Very uncharacteristic for Ivan. He's working this routine well. The nice thing about Ivan is he has gorgeous extension, good speed, nice flare work there. Working the entire horse. The men have to show elements over the entire horse, but especially 2 difficult B elements on each end. Breaking into his scissor work, that's a requirement. Oh, he's got it.
Nice routine by Ivan Ivankov. And the duration of the routine was such that it will score well with the judges. And there's the reaction from the bench of Belarus.
This is a gorgeous view of Ivan's extension and amplitude. Some really nice flared work here.
And all in all, an excellent routine. 9.525 for Ivan Ivankov, the reigning European and world champion. And speaking of world champions, the 1994 world champion on the parallel bar, Wang Liping of China, 21 years old. China now on the high bar, and they have to score well to keep their lead. They are out in front at the midway point.
Well, this is a great event for them to do it on, Scott. China is excellent on high bar. They have a nice smooth rhythm, lots of amplitude, nice hop full into a Tkachev, well done. Lots of intricate hand changes, another hop full into a high flying Tkachev, immediate ginger. The coach stepped in there, but really didn't have to. He's in full control. Incredible dismount. Great air time.
All kinds of release skills in that routine for Wang Liping of China. Should score well.
Now watch this dismount. He is lifting up as he initiates a second salto. Impeccable form, even in slow motion.
9.65, and that will help China in their battle for Russia for this team gold medal in Dortmund. The Germans, well, one of their imports, Marius Toba, originally of Romania, now lives in Hanover, 26 years old, one of the veterans. He's the 1994 German national champion, so great status on this team. He's on the P-bars.
This isn't one of his better events, that's for sure, but he's got a nice stock routine. Single salto there. You see, struggling a little bit, trying to not take any extra steps with those hand placements. Into a double pike dismount. The step is definitely going to cost him.
Germans were in second place after the compulsory competition, but they're struggling here.
This is a Healy twirl, and he's going to toss this right into a front salto, which is nice, but most of the international stars now are doing double saltos, so more would be expected from Toba to get a higher score.
26-year-old Marius Toba now with Germany, 9.275 on the parallel bars. That'll be difficult to help Germany move up. Former world champion Grigory Masutin, 24 years old, of Ukraine. Over to the floor exercise, and I watched him win the floor exercise gold medal at the 1993 World Championships in Birmingham, England. He's a great floor worker.
Oh, just gorgeous. Great form, beautiful air time. Oh, struggling on that landing, but he doesn't go out of bounds, and that's important. This is a front tumbling line, big bonus there. A lot of men are doing the front layout, front full to get those bonus points. Now watch this. Strength is no longer a requirement on floor, but hey, when you're that good at it, put it in. Tremendous control.
Ukraine, a favorite coming into this team championships. They have to do a little work now to get into the medal hunt, the gold medal hunt with Russia and China.
Now, he comes from the former Soviet Union training, which included classical ballet, and you can see it right there. Gorgeous form, nicely held scale as he gets ready for the last tumbling line. Oh, great double layout, and to do it in the last line is so incredible.
Former world champion Grigory Masutin of Ukraine, and one more look.
In slow motion, it's great. You can see the muscles really working there, developing the speed, getting him the power, working out of the back handspring. And there is that absolutely huge double layout. Tremendous form. He keeps the position all the way through and fights for that landing.
Just a little hop, but Masutin scores well, a 9.575 on the floor exercise. After 4 rotations, there has been a change in the lead. China was strong on the high bar, but Russia has vaulted to greater heights to claim first spot overall. Belarus continues to move towards a medal. Up next, the next to last rotation as the World Championships continue on CBC. Welcome back to Dortmund, Germany, as we continue the 94 World Team Gymnastics Championships. As we mentioned, 95, a big year here, the European Figure Skating Championships on CBC in February. There's Vitaly Marinich of Ukraine. As Carol mentioned off the top of the show, this team comes in as the favorite in the position of playing catch-up now.
We're going to get gold medal, I hope, because we have like 4 super gymnasts, most of our team, superstars. Like Misutin, Karapchinsky, Sharipov, Marinich. That's why.
Great deal of confidence on the part of Marinich. He won a bronze medal at the World Championships in Brisbane in April on the pommel horse. That's where he is now.
This is a great event for him to be confident on. His natural physique works well on pommel horse. He can manipulate the horse really well, keeping his center of gravity right over his base of support, showing excellent extension. Nice rhythm. He's working the horse well, back and forth. It's important to use the entire horse. Now, look at that. He broke into scissor work, which is a requirement, but he's one of the few men that doesn't hesitate, that doesn't chop the rhythm of the routine. Great dismount.
An outstanding routine for Vitaly Marinich of Ukraine. And remember, they are chasing Russia and China, and they were the favorites coming in.
Nice form. Knees are straight, feet are absolutely extended, keeping his center of gravity right over his base of support, and that keeps him going.
The result is an outstanding 9.65 on one of the most difficult apparatus in all of gymnastics. There's Valery Bolenki, 25 years old, competes for Germany, but is a native of Azerbaijan, one of the former Soviet republics. However, Azerbaijan is not recognized by the International Gymnastics Federation, so a year ago, he left to compete for Germany, and he's a good high bar worker.
He certainly is, and when he got his German citizenship in January, they were thrilled. 2 big releases there. Tkachev into an immediate ginger, struggling a little bit on the required in-bar work. He's fighting through. Now, this is also a requirement. Difficult to do really good in locates into an eagle grip giant. Getting set for the dismount. Oh, there it is. One of the most difficult dismounts in the book. Double twisting, double back.
Germans had high hopes for their team. They were bolstered by imports, Toba and Bolenki. And here's another look at a high-flying routine by Bolenki.
Great touch of their amplitude-wise, but a little execution error with the knees and feet. You can see he's got them crossed, fights through the routine well.
Well, he likes that routine. The result is a 9-4. Germany had hoped to score higher there. Back to Ivan Ivankov and the rings. This is one of his events. He is a very strong gymnast, and by that I mean, Carol, he has tremendous upper body strength.
And that's exactly what it requires to be a champion on rings. And he's young, Scott. He is still developing. So the future's incredibly bright. Starts with a beautiful Maltese, holds it for the required 2 seconds. drops right into an inverted cross. The rings are still, he's in good control, and shows it again.
Had a bronze medal in the rings at the 93 Worlds in Birmingham, England. He was only 17 years old then.
It was a bit of a surprise for him. He's good. Oh, excellent double back on rings. He's good on every event. Fight for that landing really nicely.
One small step backwards, but still a good routine for Ivankov, the world champion.
Here we're going to see that double back. That's a kazogi. It's named after a Hungarian gymnast, and what's difficult, what he's doing is he swings right into a handstand and holds it.
9.487 for Ivankov as Belarus tries to get into this medal hunt. And now to the floor exercise, and China, Wang Wadong.
Starting with a full and back out, a little out of control there. You could see he was still rotating when he hit the floor, had to take that step backwards. 3 front layouts, not as difficult as what most of the men are doing now, adding a full twist or even a 1.5 twist. But look at this. Guguladze, excellent extension. Beautiful flare work up to handstand. Has been named after the former Soviet star, Guguladze.
After 4 rotations, Russia in the lead. They're on the parallel bars, and this the 5th rotation, so China trying to make up ground on the floor.
This will be an important score for him to contribute to his team, but he's not known for great floor work, but that's all right. If he can give his team a consistent score, that's what they need.
Bell signifying that the final tumbling run is coming up for Wang Wadong of China.
He has between 50 seconds and 70 seconds, so he's well within the time limit. Finishes with a full twist and double back in the tuck position.
The best 5 of 6 scores will count for each routine in each rotation.
This is another view of part of his Guguladze, actually probably the best part of his floor routine. His tumbling was fine, but not nearly as difficult as most of the superstars are showing here in Dortmund.
9.375 for Wang Wadong of China, and will that be enough to help his team regain the lead in the 5th rotation? To the parallel bars now, and Russia, Evgeny Shabayev. Interesting, we saw him in Hamilton in October, won the Soapberry Shop World Gymnastics Challenge there, and this is the rising superstar for Russia. 3rd all-around at the Goodwill Games, 3rd all-around at the European Championships, and 5th all-around at the World Championships in Brisbane. Great resume developing.
Oh, certainly is. Now, take a look at those red armbands. That indicates he has some big high-flying double salto work, and there's one right there. The armbands aren't a deduction, and most men doing the double saltos wear them to protect their arms from the tremendous impact. Working P-bars well with another double salto.
Just missed a medal on this event at the World Championships in Australia. He wound up 4th on the P-bar, setting up for the dismount now, and he hits it. Evgeny Shabayev of Russia, as they try to retain the lead.
Now take a look at this in slow motion. Here's that double back, the Morisu, named after Japanese gymnast, and you can see the tremendous impact on his arms.
Accepting congratulations from his Russian teammates, and now looking for his score, 9.487 for Evgeny Shabayev. And so with 1 rotation left, China has a slim lead, but they are heading to the pommel horse, one of the most difficult events in men's gymnastics. Russia has a shot at gold on the high bar, one of their strongest events. We'll return with the final showdown as our coverage of the 94 Worlds continues from Dortmund in just a moment. We are back at Westfalen-Holland and the 94 World Team Gymnastics Championships, the 6th and final rotation about to begin. Li Ying, 24 years old of China. We set this up for you. China is on the pommel horse, a very difficult apparatus. Russia will go to the high bar, so the advantage is to Russia in this final rotation as China tries to win a coveted gold medal, a surprise gold medal.
Scott, he's coming into this competition with good confidence from the preliminary meet, scoring a 9.5, but under this pressure, can he hang on? Pommel horse just requires so much physical demand, But what it really comes down to is a psychological battle between the gymnast and the pommel horse to keep it going.
And Li Ying is keeping it going right now. Always the great danger that one will fall off the pommel horse, but he's moving well, and the duration of the routine is great.
Excellent routine.
Li Ying of China, a veteran of the team, was on the silver medal winning team at the Olympics in Barcelona, and could China be headed for gold here?
This is a great view of excellent amplitude, tremendous extension through the hips, right through the lower leg. Gorgeous.
9.562 for Li Ying of China, and they're going to go head-to-head with Russia as we move over now to the high bar to take a look at Evgeny Shabayev.
He's coming into this event under a disadvantage. Unfortunately, while we were watching Li on pommel horse, his teammate Trosh fell off high bar and has put all the pressure onto Shabayev.
Trosh scored an 8.9.
Big Kovacs there. He's handling the pressure well. Right into a hop full. And another Kovacs. Now, it dropped down a little bit, but he's fighting through really well.
Certainly no time to take any risk elements out of the routine. Evgeny Shabayev coming up to the dismount now.
Excellent. Double twisting, double back. He is challenging China.
21-year-old Evgeny Shabayev of Moscow.
Here's a look at one of those Kovacs. Flips it right over the bar, hangs on, and immediately performs a hop full over the high bar.
Well, look at that result, Carol. A great result for Shabayev to keep them in the hunt. 9.687. There is a battle on for the bronze medal as well. Vitaly Sherbo on the vault.
Scott, he's known for his impeccable, precise technique. Round off entry, double twist, hangs on for the landing.
Sherbo one little step on the landing, but knows for the most part he nailed that vault. Belarus challenging Ukraine for the bronze medal.
He likes this one. Great round off onto the beatboard, double twist, sees the landing, only a slight pop after that incredible impact.
9.675 for the former world champion Vitaly Sherbo. Over to the rings, and Vitaly Marinich of Ukraine.
Already well into the routine, showing the required strength, static hold, dropping into an inverted cross. And another gorgeous Maltese. Marinich is beautiful on rings. Gorgeous L cross. The coach is stepping in now to assist with the dismount as he sets up for it.
Ukraine third after 5 rotations, trying to hang on for the bronze medal.
Good swing to handstand. He's got to control those rings. No movement at all. Double layout.
And nailed the landing. Vitaly Marinich gets congratulations. Look at this strength move.
Excellent view. Flips back, maintains his position, again flips back, and pulls it right into a gorgeous iron cross in the L position.
Rustam Sharapov, one of his teammates, congratulates him. 9.65 for Marinich on the rings. Now a critical high bar routine for Alexei Voropayev of Russia. Remember that 8-9 looms. They want to get rid of that. 5 of 6 routines must count.
This is the best one to ask for. He's coming in first place from preliminaries on this event. Unbelievable. This is a heartbreaking experience for Voropayev. A Kovacs he normally does so well, completely miscalculates his cost and misses it.
Now the crowd cheers him on. He gets back up on the bar and will continue his routine from the point of the fall. He can afford no more mistakes for his team.
Absolutely not, Scott. They are counting a fall. Now he looks like he's doing another Kovacs. Oh, Scott, it's over for the Russians. It's just over.
Extended those fingers and again could not get a hold of the bar.
Now, Scott, he has the choice to repeat the element again, and the true champion that he is, he tried it again to get the value and get those much-needed bonus points, but unfortunately, his timing is just off on the Kovacs today.
5.575 for a distraught Alexei Voropayev, and that means that Wang Wadong of China has a chance to nail down the gold medal with this pommel horse routine. He does not want a mistake.
And what a great pommel horse routine this has been so far. Look at that single pommel work. That is the mark of a true champion on pommel horse. That's the most difficult thing you can do. Multiple hand changes on one pommel, up to handstand, flares it back down. He's going for the gold medal.
China already has 4 solid routines on the pommel horse. This would make 5, and this would solidify their gold medal effort here in Dortmund.
The coach and his teammate are standing up, watching on in anticipation of this big dismount. He's got it.
Wang Wadong finishes it off for China, and for the first time we've seen a great celebration from the Chinese bench. They are the gold medal champions. And they did it the hard way, finishing up on the pommel horse, 9.837 for Wang Wadong of China. China hits 5 for 5 on the pommel. They power to the gold medal. Russia, after faltering on high bar, has to settle for silver. A close battle for the bronze, with Ukraine just edging the European champions from Belarus. Chinese celebration, a surprise gold medal is theirs. We'll return to Germany in just a moment.
The Stones roll into town.
The Dortmund Championships, China celebrating a gold medal performance. They use experience to follow up on Olympic silver. Russia's youth claims the silver this time. The favorites from Ukraine will have to settle for bronze. Well, this is a huge surprise, Carol. No one, and I mean no one, expected China to walk out of here with the gold medal.
What a surprise. And they did it the hard way. China knew they were in first place heading into the last event, the toughest event, pommel horse. They hit 6 for 6. Incredible.
A comment on the performance of Canada. They wind up 15th overall. They came here expecting more than that.
They were hoping for a top 14th place finish. They had a little bit of trouble during the compulsories, but some really great optional performances, and their future looks bright.
All right, Canada has a lot of work to do now before the next World Championships in Sabai, Japan, a year from now. But right now, China is in top of the men's gymnastics world here at the Westfalenhallen in Dortmund, Germany. Our next show is next Saturday as we return to Dortmund for the women's team finals. Romania and the United States are